Good morning, everybody. It is meteorologist in Weather Forecast, and welcome back to another weather update, guys. This is actually going to be an update on actually now Tropical Depression 1E instead of Invest 93E. It did gain a lot of power yesterday based on where it was going, and it has a lot of stronger winds now, and it's looking a lot more organized if you look at the satellite imagery. So if you guys want to know all the new updates on the tracks now and basically what can happen with the radar and also vorticity, just basically all the new updates that'll be coming up right up. Alright guys, so if we look at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, you can see now it's 1E. You can see it has that red circle with nothing inside because that's where it has for depression, and it could turn into a tropical storm. I would not be surprised if it does by the end of tonight. It's looking like these winds, and it's going to gain a lot of more. It's going to be a lot more organized, a lot more formation, what you want to see for some tropical weather. So as you can tell, it's Tropical Depression 1E, and it it's moving 13 knots or 15 miles per hour to the west, and it's already at 1,006 millibars. Not too bad. That's why it's not a tropical storm. You want to see it lower than that. And then it's at 35 miles per hour right now, so that's why it's a depression. But these numbers, it will be going up probably to up to 55 miles per hour at some point. So it's going to be gaining a lot of strength as we go more into today, and I'll try to have another update later today. But it's a lot of new things. This is one of the first major things we're looking at this year in the Pacific, and it has a very good chance, in my opinion, to turn into a tropical storm. But it's not going to turn into a hurricane. There's a very low chance there, and you can tell it's moved a lot since yesterday. It's going to be making its way to the west at 15 miles per hour winds. So this is what's happening right now. So now we're going to be taking a look at the track also, but the timing too. So wherever this is the cone of the potential areas of it moving. So basically, it's like that thing that you have there to show where it's going to be going based on the model. So as you can tell, at 3 a.m. Wednesday, it was here, and now you can see the S is for actually tropical storm. Oh, sorry. The so we do have the have it moving up through 12 a.m. Thursday right here, all the way to parts of making its way more into the central part of the Pacific. It's going to be making its way there, and then by 12 p.m. Thursday, so you can tell in the next 12 hours, it does move quite a lot, and it's going to be gaining a lot of strength as it moves on, and then it's going to go back to a depression by 12 a.m. So it's not going to be a tropical storm for that long. Really, it's going to be just there for a couple hours. As you can tell, it's going to be a tropical storm just for a little bit. As you can tell, from maybe 6 a.m., something like that, all the way to 12 p.m. Thursday, which is today, or tomorrow, sorry. And then it's going to go back to depression. And this color here that's transparent, it's 4 to 5 days. So, but this cone looked like it's 1 to 3 days. So it's going to be getting to a tropical storm, or based on this, it's going to be getting to a tropical storm in the next hours, or maybe 1 to 2 days, or even 3. So it's not too far from now, guys. And now we're going to be taking a look at the based on the path where the winds. So this, you can see we had the wind bar here. This is in knots, I believe. This is miles per hour. So as you can tell, we do have it right now right here, and based on this, the center of that cone is going to be reaching up to 40 and between 50 miles per hour winds. So that's where we can reach just very close to these tropical storm winds. And then just really outside of it, we can have some 30 to 40 miles per hour wind. And then just outside of that, we have 20 to 30. So you can just tell this is going to be the worst of the area. So it's not going to be affecting Mexico. It's not going to be taking that turn based on this. And it's very close to really turning to a tropical storm if it even does. There's a very good chance, though. But it's not. It's going to be off the coast. Could bring some heavy rain, though, off the coast. But this is what it's looking like right now for these areas in the next couple days. But the worst of it will be just right ahead. If you just go right in a straight line, the worst of it will be right here. So based on this, it's looking like it's going to be going in a straight line the whole time until it goes here. So based on this, the right in the middle, it's going to be getting up to the strongest winds there. But good thing is there's no really land here, because that could really possibly affect the land areas. So now we're going to be looking at the satellite imagery, and it looks a lot more organized than yesterday. You can see the circulation right here, and let me move it. Oh gosh, this thing's not working. So we're going to have the circulation all right here. You can really see how big it is compared to yesterday, and you can see the vorticity. You can see everything start to rotate. You see these outer bands right here. You see those outer bands. This is why it can get to a tropical storm. It really has that formation. You even have all those outer bands out of the main system. So it's really looking very organized, and it can get even more organized. You can see the center of it's going to be right here. You can see the center of it's right here. And we're really seeing it basically, I'm not going to say, it looks like the satellite imagery, it looks like a Category 1 hurricane based on how organized it looks. And it's going to be rapidly moving to the west. Now it's going to going in a straight line for the next couple of hours, and then it's going to be taking a turn to the northwest. So this is what it's looking like right now. The tropical depression 1E, guys, currently right now. And I'm hoping it gets to a tropical storm now, for we can finally have some major storms now, and finally get this this name with for if it turns to a tropical storm, it will be Tropical Storm Alvin. So we're hoping to get this first name in for the Pacific. It would be quite cool if we finally have our first name. It's been quite a long time since the hurricane season started for the Pacific. It's been a very long time without any action. It's been pretty quiet. You can tell, based all the models are showing it going straight to the west. But this is the area right here where we need to watch out. It can get here in the next, I'll say, day or two. We'll get at this point. Now we have 4 models showing it taking a turn to the east now, potentially affecting Mexico and parts of the southwest in the United States. And then some show going straight. And then some showing, a lot more models are now showing it turning to the southwest now, including the UK X2 now. So the United Kingdom is now showing, or Great Britain is now showing it turning to the southwest. So what we really need to look at is right now in the next couple of hours. We really can't decide on exactly where it's going at this point, but based on all the models, it's going to continue going straight inland, going straight out, spilling out to the central part of the Pacific. So I believe it's going to be going straight, not going to affect any land. It could potentially take a turn to the southwest. Based on everything, even the radar, even the vorticity following the center of it, it's looking like it's going to go straight. I really don't think you should worry about this right now. It really did change a bit, and now it's showing a bit more farther out into the central. But this is basically, we can't freak out about it hitting inland or anything yet, because it could really just go straight. Honestly, it's showing 3 different directions, so we just really need to focus on where the majority of the models are pointing, which is going straight. So now we'll be taking a look at the intensity for the wind in the hours. So as you can tell, we are getting a lot closer to these Category 1 winds. Yesterday we only saw just a little bit of this yellow, and now we're seeing a lot more, so it's getting a little closer. As you can tell, in the next 48 hours is when we're going to have the strongest winds based on these models, getting up to the most, up to 60 knots. Guys, that is very, very close to a Category 1, but even if it does turn to a Category 1, the chances are maybe up to 10%. That's only one model showing getting that close. The majority of the models are showing getting up to 45 knots, and then some, like the TCLP, are showing it staying to a tropical storm for a couple more hours. And then so is the OCD5 is showing a bit more of a tropical storm, but then the majority, I would say 60% of the models by the next 72 hours do drastically fall back into just some tropical weather and some thunderstorms getting up to 15 knots to 25 knots. So it's looking like it's going to the next 2 days. 48 hours is where we're going to expect the worst of these winds. So now we're going to be taking a look at the vorticity. So the next 6 hours, or sorry, right now you do see the vorticity. It's a lot more organized. Like I said yesterday, you couldn't really see the vorticity from here, but in the next 18 hours, you can kind of see it there, moving to the west. You can see it's right there. You can kind of see that vorticity, just a little bit though, not really a lot to see. By the next 48 hours though, where we see the strongest wind, you can really see it's a lot more powerful now. You see these outer bands. You really see the center right here. We can potentially be looking at a tropical storm right now, right there. In the next 2 days, we should have tropical storm Alvin, and then by the next 84 hours, it does fall apart. But we do have a next system coming in right after this, right here, looking like it can get turned to a hurricane. This can potentially be a hurricane right here. Look how organized it is right here. This can really turn into possibly Category 2 right here in the Eastern Pacific. So it's looking a lot organized. So once we potentially and maybe with Tropical Depression 1E, or potentially in the future Tropical Alvin, we will have to face with something else. So the last thing we're going to be looking at is the radar now. So you can see now it's at 1,005 millibars right there, a couple hundred miles off the Mexican coast. You can really see that center of it. It's going to be moving. It's going to get to 1,006 millibars, 1,008. So it's going to start weakening. This is where it starts to weaken back. It starts to weaken back to a tropical depression instead of a tropical storm. So it does finish off there, and based on there, it is gone. It is over. And then we have that next system. This is the GFS now. So it does look like it gets a bit stronger, and then it weakens. Now we're going to be taking a look at the CMC. It's 1,006 millibars there. Now it gets to 1,005. The CMC is showing not really anything anymore. It shows it even getting even weaker to getting 1,009 millibars there. A lot weaker than yesterday, and it's showing just going off into the coast. Nothing really, going off into the central part, or moving that direction. Moving to the direction of the center part of this Pacific Ocean, but it's not showing a lot now. So the CMC and the GFS are showing it weakening by the end of the next 2 days. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, and I'll try to have a new update if it does turn into tropical storm Alvin today. I'll try to update another upload. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.